So buckle up, grab your fish and chips or a spot of tea if you're feeling fancy, and get ready to explore the side of London they don't show you on the postcards. Welcome to Legends and Laughs. Today we're diving into the foggy streets of London to uncover 10 urban legends that'll have you saying, wait, what? This next legend is a little out there, even for a city that loves its ghost stories. I'm talking about the legend of the elephant in the sewers. Yes, you heard that right. An elephant in the sewers. The story goes that back in the 19th century, a circus elephant was being transported through the city when it somehow managed to escape. The elephant, probably just as confused as everyone else, supposedly fell into the River Thames and was swept into the city's sewer system. People claim to have seen it, or at least they claim to have heard strange trumpeting noises coming from the sewers. Is it true? Who knows? But it makes for a pretty good story, right? Every city has that one landmark that tourists flock to, even though it's not that impressive. For London, that landmark is the London Stone. It's literally just a big chunk of limestone, but apparently it's got a pretty intense backstory. Legend has it that the London Stone is magically linked to the city's fate. If the stone is ever moved or destroyed, London will crumble. Now, you'd think that with a curse like that, people would just leave the London Stone alone, right? Wrong. Get ready to channel your inner Indiana Jones because we're about to explore the secret tunnels of London. Beneath the bustling streets and iconic landmarks lies a hidden world of underground passages, secret chambers, and maybe even a few lost treasures. Legend has it that these tunnels date back centuries, used for everything from smuggling contraband to hiding from the plague. Some people even say that spies used them during World War II. Now, I'm not saying you should go digging around in random tunnels. Safety first, people. But it's fun to imagine what secrets might be hidden beneath our feet. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the one to uncover a hidden passage and rewrite history. First up, we're heading to Highgate Cemetery. Now, this place is already creepy enough with its overgrown graves and Gothic architecture, but in the 1970s, things got really weird, really fast. Picture this. It's the dead of night, fog's rolling in. Classic London, am I right? And people are whispering about a blood-sucking vampire roaming the cemetery. Two local ghost hunters, who apparently took their jobs very, very seriously, were convinced this vampire was the real deal. These guys were like the Sherlock Holmes of the supernatural world, except instead of looking for clues, they were looking for fangs. And get this, they decided to have a duel, a magic duel, in the cemetery. At midnight. Spoiler alert. No vampires were harmed or found in the making of this legend. But hey, at least it gave the locals something to talk about besides the weather, right? Before Jack the Ripper, there was another bad boy on the block, the London Monster. This dude was like the original London boogeyman, striking fear into the hearts of women back in the 18th century. Turns out the London Monster wasn't some mythical beast. Nope, he was just a regular dude with a really creepy hobby. This guy got his kicks out of attacking women with sharp objects. Not cool, Monster, not cool. He had the whole city on edge, and people were terrified to walk the streets alone. Thankfully, this story has a happy ending. Well, happy-ish. The London Monster was eventually caught and brought to justice. Turns out, even back then, Londoners didn't mess around when it came to keeping their streets safe. Next up, we're hopping on board, or maybe not, the ghost bus of West London. Imagine this. You're cruising down a dark, deserted street late at night. Suddenly your headlights illuminate a big red double-decker bus barreling towards you. You brace for impact, but here's the twist. There's nobody driving. This isn't some late-night bus service for sleepy commuters. Legend has it that the bus is haunted by the ghost of a former bus driver who met an untimely end. And if you see a bus with nobody behind the wheel, just hail a cab. If any building in London was going to be haunted, it'd be the Tower of London. This place has seen it all. Executions, imprisonment, torture. You name it, it's happened here. But seriously, folks, this place is crawling with ghosts. And not just any ghosts, we're talking royal ghosts. The most famous of the bunch is Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. Apparently, Anne wasn't too thrilled about having her head chopped off. Can you blame her? So now she roams the tower with her head tucked under her arm. But Anne's not the only ghost hanging out in the tower. There's also Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, and even the 2 young princes who were allegedly murdered by their uncle, Richard III. Get ready to meet Springheeled Jack, the Victorian era's answer to Spider-Man, or maybe just a really hyper dude with a trampoline. Picture this. It's 1830s London, gaslights flicker, fog hangs heavy in the air, and people are just minding their own business when BAM! This shadowy figure leaps out of nowhere, scaring the living daylights out of everyone. Who is this mysterious figure, you ask? Why, it's Springheeled Jack, of course. Now, Jack wasn't your average Victorian-era villain. He didn't rob banks or steal jewels. Nope. He was more into pranks? I guess you could call them pranks. He'd jump out at people, breathe fire, because why not, and even slap them with his metal claws. Theories ran wild, but Springheeled Jack remained a mystery. We're talking about the Black Dog of Newgate, and this ain't no cuddly canine. This is a demonic hound straight out of your nightmares. Newgate Prison was notorious for its horrible conditions, brutal punishments, and, oh yeah, the giant, terrifying black dog that roamed its halls. Legend has it that the Black Dog was the ghost of a former prisoner who was, wait for it, eaten by his cellmates. Prisoners claim to hear the dog's blood-curdling howls echoing through the prison at night. Some even said they saw it with their own eyes, a massive, shadowy hound with glowing red eyes. The Black Dog became a symbol of fear and despair within the prison walls. It was said to be a harbinger of death, appearing to those who were about to meet their maker. And last but not least, we're ending our spooky tour with a classic, The Phantom of the Savoy Theatre. The Savoy Theatre is one of London's oldest and most prestigious theatres. It's hosted countless legendary performers over the years, but it's also said to be home to a resident ghost, a Victorian-era actor who just can't seem to leave the stage. People say that the Phantom likes to play pranks on the actors, like making noises backstage, hiding props, and even messing with the lights. Despite his mischievous nature, the Phantom is actually considered to be a good luck charm by the theatre staff. In fact, it's tradition for the theatre to leave an empty seat for the Phantom at every performance. And there you have it, 10 wild and wacky urban legends from the streets of London. From vampires and ghosts to phantom buses and sewer-dwelling elephants, London has it all. Which story creeped you out the most? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures in the world of the weird and wonderful. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and I'll catch you on the flip side.